Right guys, what I get asked the most is how should I be making gold in WoW currently, especially on the run up to Dragonflight when making gold is so challenging at the moment. Most of the time this question comes from people who have no professions, have little to zero gold and are unsure where to go from here. Now, a lot of what is covered here is in many of my other videos. I'm not going to go into as much detail as in those videos as I don't want this video to drag on for 20 minutes, but I will link them in the description below so you can find more detailed information if you do want it. Number 1, do your callings. Your callings always give you around 1,500 raw gold in vendor materials. Most callings are free world quests, so that's equivalent to around 500 gold per world quest in addition to whatever reward it is also giving you, which can also be gold. You will also frequently be doing multiple callings at once, which just makes it an even better gold per hour. If you have characters with good reputation and get Paragon boxes, that will give you another good chunk of gold. Yeah, I get it, callings are boring, but it's raw gold, no messing on the auction house trying to sell stuff, just pure raw gold, and if you blitz through it and do the easiest world quests, this can be done in absolutely no time on as many characters as you want. Number 2, do the once per character stuff that is worth a lot of gold. There are various things you can do on every character to get a one-time payout of gold, but by far my favourite is getting the Darkmoon Faire Transmog. The video is linked below, but basically this involves a bit of fishing or a small investment, a short quest line, and you'll get some transmog to sell which has a hefty price tag on it and a decent sales rate. It is important that you buy the transmog to sell and not the pets. You can infinitely farm really cheap Darkmoon Faire pets. I'll link that video below as well if you're interested, but the transmog is much more difficult to get and worth a lot more gold. Number 3, use your alts that you're not doing anything with. If you cannot be bothered to run callings on every character, or if they're simply not high enough level to get callings, then the best thing you can do is simply logging them out at a location that will make you gold. Generally speaking, this involves logging out next to a rare that drops something that sells for a decent amount. You log in between your characters every now and again, kill the rares, and over time you'll pick up their drops and make a decent amount of gold. The advantage of this method is some of the rares are in right pain in the ass places to get to, which makes what they drop quite valuable, but you can just farm it easily as you never have to leave the spawn location. In the description below I've linked 6 videos that are the best locations for logging out your alts and making a ton of gold for barely any effort over time. Number 4 is using your time when you're AFK or busy doing something else on your PC. AFK farming is nowhere near as valuable as going out and doing an active farm. It just isn't. The advantage of these type of farms is that you are owning gold whilst the majority of your attention is playing another game, watching Netflix or whatever else. It's basically time that you wouldn't usually be doing anything in WoW, and therefore any gold you earn is a bonus. If you watch my streams, you know that my favourite one of these is the Big Red Ray Gun Toy Farm, which only needs to kill a mob every 6 minutes. In the description below I've linked videos to multiple AFK farms that require different amounts of maintenance, but hopefully one of them will suit your needs. Number 5 is Shaping Fate. This is the weekly quest in Korthia where you have to 100% fill the bar doing various stuff in the zone. The rewards for the weekly quest are fine, but no better than doing a basic calling, and this quest takes a lot longer, so why are we bothering? This is basically the mega RNG listing on this video, so I would be doing the other things on this list before this one. There are recipes and transmog that you can get while running around doing Shaping Fate that are worth a huge amount of gold. Some of them I've sold for over 500k. Now these are of course rare and you need to be doing various things to get them, but if you're interested in adding some high potential RNG to your gold making, I've linked that video below as well. Number 6 is professions. I was really back and forth as if to include professions in this list because I wanted it to be almost exclusively gold profit, and they do require some investment up front for you to be able to turn that profit. But I'll say what I have to say and you can make your own judgment if it is worth it for you. Anything Shadowlands profession related I will just forget about at this point, unless you already have it set up and are making profit from it, or you just want to farm. The professions I'm thinking about are the ones from previous expansions that you set up, and these are going to make you gold forever because you're selling things that are always in demand like mounts and transmog. A lot of these have daily cooldowns, so you just log in once a day, use your cooldown, and that's what's going to be making you the gold. This is lifelong gold making basically, and below I've linked the videos for the Blood to Sargeras gold making alongside some of my older videos for Mr. Pandarian Engineering, Blacksmithing and Leatherworking. That is basically it. That's the 6 things I think most novice gold makers should cover on the run up to Dragonflight release. I know a lot of this is obviously linking to other videos, but I'd rather keep this one as short as possible, and then if any of the individual points interest you, then you can watch the videos that go into more detail. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.